It's just how it goes, how we just trapped up in society and how we were brought up in the communities, you know? You know, like, man, fuck you wherever I see you, you know? It's like...
That's when I got the call that, yeah, Husky's dead. So then that's when all the homies started getting riled up, you know, and like, man, dog, let's go get these fools. But we knew we couldn't do nothing about it that day.
I was amazed. I was just like tripped out, like, wow, like this dude, he got up there. I thought he might say the truth, and which it would have got me out sooner, you know?
When that incident had happened, the whole time there was a camera watching me. I didn't know the camera was watching me, you know? All the cops were at my house, you know? They wanted me, you know, and I didn't go home for a whole day.
But he went in there, you know, whatever he said a little story, and, you know, I was just detained right there, like, you know, until they either got a conviction, you know, or just...
They take me in, man, and they ask me questions. I was telling the cops it was somebody else, and they didn't believe me because I guess they had heard something else already. They told my mom, man, you know, like, tell him to tell us the truth. My mom came in, like, hey, tell him the truth, I want to go home, it was late.
The way I felt when I seen him, I tripped out. I was like, man, wow, like, you really up there, you know? Like, I've been knowing you as a kid, like, you know, it's like, it like goes down like further back, like, it's just not even this right now, you know?
After the detectives have interviewed me and asked me all those questions, I kept gangbanging, dog, you know?
It's like, you really gonna do that? Like, and you know you lying, you know? It's like the system was just basically trying to just wash me away, you know? And just get paid off me being in there, you know? Like, it's sad. It's sad to say, but that's just how it is, you know?
That was my thing. I kept gangbanging him in. But first, I got bailed out. My mom was, you know, nice enough to bail me out because she knew what was gonna happen at the end, you know? She knew I was gonna get deported. Man, I was still gangbanging when I got bailed out, dog. When I got bailed out, I was on house arrest. I was still out in the streets, dog. I was sitting out in the streets, and that's when I got caught up in the park. And I got bailed out again. And I was still gangbanging, dog. That's the last time, dog, and that's when they deported me.
I was just like tripped out, you know, and I ended up getting a hung. He ended up going to my second trial, you know, and it was like, damn, you still up here now? Like, you serious, you know? That's just how the get down is.
Before I got deported, the detectives, they went to go get me. When they went to go get me, they were talking about me testifying. When they told me that, I didn't want to, you know? At first, I didn't want to. But then, you know, they threatened to deport me and my family, so I didn't have no choice, man.
Like, wow. You know, you got the police lying on me up there, you know? You got, you know, crash unit up there lying on me. You got all type of police that I never even ran into, you know? Like, they're all like, yeah, I know that guy. Like, you know, they don't know nothing about me, you know? Like, you think you know me because you see me, but it's like, you know, we was brought up to hate each other, you know, or we just like, you know, as soon as he chose that, you know, there's like history behind all this, you know? There's like big history that people don't know, you know, and they just don't kind of see the big picture of it, you know. They just like stuck on tunnel vision on that, you know, and they start judging people for, you know, how they dress, you know, the lifestyle they live, you know, but it not necessarily make us, you know, a bad guy, you know, like.